One of the most common problems my one-to-one clients have is a lack of confidence. Now, lack of confidence is a very fascinating one because many people have different excuses as to why they lack confidence. Some people say it's social anxiety. Some people say they've had traumatic experiences. Some people say they had domineering, narcissistic parents who were always putting them down for their efforts. And all these things, of course, can influence your confidence, the way you perceive yourself, your self-esteem. But it's even simpler than all of that. One of the main reasons why many adults lack confidence in modern times is because we spend so much time overthinking and overconsuming to the point where we never take action. We're stuck in analysis paralysis. That gets us feeling anxious, that gets us feeling stressed out, and as a result, we don't take action. When we don't take action, we have no examples of us doing whatever that thing is to show like, hey, I have confidence. So we suffer in imagination, overthinking, overanalyzing, and nothing ever changes. I know for myself, when it came to writing online, making these videos, working with clients, I spent at least a year and a half just researching, just planning. But in reality, I was actually overthinking. I was overanalyzing. I was assessing things that could go wrong even before I even had taken any steps for that to potentially go wrong. Like, it just made no sense. And looking back even earlier in my life with sports, with relationships, with friendships, learning new things, it was the same issue. I got caught in the trap of overthinking to the point where I did nothing. Doing nothing created anxiety and stress, which made me feel like I wasn't worthy enough, made me feel like I didn't have the skills or the knowledge or the expertise to try anything. I think a lot of people deal with the same issue. Rather than just boldly taking action and trying whatever that thing is, we get stuck in our heads, we just overthink. And then we say, okay, well, I need to learn about this and I need to learn about that and I need to plan if this goes wrong and plan how to go about this situation. But that only creates more anxiety, more stress, more cognitive overload. One of the most important realizations I've come to regarding this is that you'll never feel ready. There's always going to be a person whom you haven't met that could help you do this thing. There's always going to be information you haven't acquired. There's always going to be a skill you haven't developed. There's always going to be an experience you haven't had. That's life. But the longer you try to delay action, the longer you wait, the more you overthink and overassess and overplan, the further away taking action becomes. The further away it becomes, the more anxious and stressed out you become. And that's the paradox. We feel like we need to be more prepared. We need to learn new skills, meet new people, and do these things in order to help us take action in a more effective manner. But we're never going to feel ready. The answer is being decisive. It's taking quick action. It's being intentional with how you spend your attention and energy and resources in order to do that thing, whatever that thing is, especially when it comes to developing confidence. Because when you act quickly, you get results quickly. And they might not be the kind of results you want to see, but regardless, results are results. They can show you, okay, well, if this didn't work, then I need to try something else. Or if this did work, then yeah, I'm going to double down on whatever that is moving forward. Once you have those data points from taking action, your confidence will grow because you realize that, okay, all of the anxieties and overthinking and insecurities I had pertaining to whatever this thing is, it's useless. It's not helping me at all. That leads you to become more decisive, become more intentional, become more purposeful with all the things you're doing. And of course, that's a self-reinforcing loop. So from there, confidence is bound to skyrocket. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, how can I take decisive action when I'm always trapped in my head, when I'm always overthinking and overanalyzing the situation? How can I break out of that pattern and just be intentional and decisive and take quick action? Well, to me, there's only one answer. That one answer is mindfulness. When you're mindful, when you're totally present in this very moment, as I talked about in the last video, briefly, it's impossible to become anxious. It's impossible to overthink. It's impossible to get worked up about things that haven't happened yet because you're living in the moment. We as a society need to do a much better job of getting out of our head and into our bodies, living right here, right now. When you can do that, your anxiety decreases so much. Your stress decreases so much. And naturally, when there's no stress, no anxiety, you're going to think more clearly. When you think more clearly, you're more likely to take quick action. With that quick action, as I said, comes results which reinforce feelings of confidence. All right? It all comes full circle. But it all starts with being mindful. So start there, all right? Because we live in a crazy world that rewards quick, bold action. All right? No living up here, no fantasizing or making these grand master plans. No. You gotta move with a purpose. It's on you to become somebody who does move decisively, somebody who does take action intentionally without overthinking the situation. All right? So, hope you enjoyed this. Hope this makes sense. I know it's not anything you don't already know, but this is a little reminder to myself and my clients, of course. Like, we got to take quick action, because if we don't, then we fall behind and then we get trapped in our heads. We don't want that, all right? So, thank you for watching. If you'd like to apply for one-on-one work, you could do so below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.